on Backyard Science, looking skyward in search of a starry solution.
Cleaning up a big mess in a hurry.
And a real blowout at the Tabletop Raceway. All wired up for a handy game that'll really test your skills.
Working at a building site set on firm foundations.
And the real muscle behind this spinning wheel.
But first, careful, Jason. If he wants to win that egg and spoon race, he'll have to keep his hands steadier than that. Oh, you cheated.
Maybe just a little. But there's one game where even I don't think I'd be able to cheat.
Blake's been trying to get his torch working all afternoon. Nah, that won't do it. He's tried everything, except this. I'm pretty sure all that's called for is a bit of spring cleaning. Right, I'll take the torch apart and blow any dust off the metal connectors. A good wipe will help too. All clean. Now try. 6. The circuit was dirty. It has to be complete or it won't work. It's only just his ego that's broken now. Here, I'll show him exactly what I mean. Right, now we need a battery, bulb, electrical clips, pliers, insulation tape and wire. All this stuff is going to add up to an amazing bright idea.
Ben and I are about to become master builders. We're going to do some construction work. We're going to find out what makes buildings stand tall in soft ground. Right, we declare this site open. I'm starting with some clay, big balls of it. These will be our rocks. Okay, our rocky ground is finished. Now, instead of soil, we're going to use this wallpaper paste. Any excuse to mix up loads of disgusting goo. Here goes our slimy soil. Told her it was gross, but don't you love it? And it will do the job. Keep going, the more the better. Okay, now for a building. We're ready to see how it holds up the building materials. Well, water actually. Looks like we have our own leaning tower of plastic. That's no good. Any ideas? It needs something to help hold it down. I don't know how a bit of board will work, but we'll try it anyway. Let's start the building work again. Yes, I think this is it. Oh no! It's starting to sink! I know, we need something to support the board, to support our building. These wooden sticks might do the job. In they go, through our soil, and deep down into the rocks at the bottom of our building site. Okay, let's start building again. Build it up, up, up. Yes, our building is standing firm.
That's because it has been built using solid foundations, the key to keeping any construction anchored to the ground. One of the most famous buildings in the world is Italy's Leaning Tower of Pisa. This tilting tower was built with foundations too small to hold it upright. But over 800 years and some modern engineering work later, it's still standing. And I think life would be pretty straight without it.
Hey, we could build a whole city now. Well, maybe not.
It's amazing what ingenious gadgets you can make just by joining up a few bits and pieces in the right way.
It is, but I'm wondering if Sophie and Blake's electrical circuit is ever going to join up.
I'm about to spring an action charge challenge on Blake. But first I need to build a circuit, an electrical circuit. Now pull until it straightens out. That's it. Now I'll bend the wire into a sort of roller coaster track. The more bends, the better. Now I'm going to cut some more wire and bend it around into a spyglass shape. Now we need to fix the wire to the board. The easiest way is to hammer in a couple of holes and stick the ends of the wire into them. Next I need to put my loop through one end of the wire so I can move it around the roller coaster. Now for that light bulb and battery. Okay, now use a clip to attach the loop to the light bulb. Then the light bulb to the battery, and the battery to one end of our wire roller coaster. Now watch. When the loop hits our roller coaster, the light is turned on, because the circuit is complete. Every single section is joined in a continuous way, giving the electricity from the battery an unbroken path to follow. From the loop to the light, to the battery to the roller coaster, all the way along our bend, and back to the loop again. So when the loop doesn't touch the roller coaster, the circuit is broken and the light goes off. Now that's done, I hope Blake's up for a challenge that calls for a clear head and a steady hand.
That was an awesome ride. We really tore up the track, and half of it's still on our bikes. We'll have to hose them down. Cool, the water is making the wheels spin. Hey, let's see if we can tap into some more water power. Okay, we're set. Cut the bottom of a plastic bottle, carefully cut out 4 of the feet to form a scoop and a flap. My dad drilled a hole in this cork for me. Then I drew out lines, marking out 4 even sections, and cut slits for my plastic feet. There! A water wheel! Well, part of it anyway. Now take a large plastic bottle and cut out a large hole. Mark up the bottle to match the holes in the cork and poke them through. Stick a rod through the bottle. Yep, that's it. Next, fill the cork with glue and pop in the rod. Secure with tape. And for the last stage, we need to glue a cotton reel to the long end of the rod and attach a coloured disc. Now we're ready to spin our wheel. Okay, send down the water. Wow, look at it spinning. Keep that water coming. It's the best.
Sophie and Ben's water wheel is actually called a turbine. Turbines are used to produce important sources of power, like the electricity generated by hydroelectric stations. The strength of the rushing water from a dam spills over the turbine blades, causing them to spin. This incredible force creates enough energy to provide electricity for whole cities. But turbines can be used for power on a small scale as well.
Okay, time for a snack. Thank you, water wheel waiter.
Works like a charm, and fun to make too.
Well, fun's the name of the game here on Backyard Science, as we're about to find out.
Mum's apple pie is legendary. My friends can't get enough of it. Mum says it takes a bit of talent, a lot of love, and keeping the oven at a good, steady temperature. Not exactly sure what she means by that bit, so I've cooked up an idea that might help me work it out. Alright, this jar's going to be my oven. I'll start by sticking a thermometer inside it. Now I'm going to cut open a balloon, stretch it over the top of the jar, and tape it down. Next we need 2 pieces of wood, a short one with 2 holes, and a longer one with 1 hole. Screw the 2 pieces of wood together, then put another screw into the end hole. Using rubber bands, attach the long piece of wood down the side of the jar. There, that's it, nice and secure. This bulb is going to be my on and off switch. Wire it to a battery and to the screw at the other end of the wooden arm. Now I need something to activate my light bulb switch, and this spoon will do the trick. Place it upside down and tape one end of a wire over the handle and the other end to the battery. Okay, now time to turn on the heat. It looks fantastic, but will it work? Let's see what happens as the air in the jar heats up. Alright, it's 18 degrees in the jar now. Let's wait till it heats up to say 20 degrees. Look, the spoon is dropping, which means the temperature is rising. Right, 20 degrees, we're there. Move the arm down so it touches the screw and the bulb goes on. That's because the circuit is completed. By doing this, we're setting our oven to 20 degrees, the temperature it is now. It's been a few minutes, but now the spoon's dropping, breaking the circuit and turning off the bulb. That means it's too hot in our oven, so we'll switch off the lamp to cool it down. Okay, let's wait again. Look, the spoon is touching the screw. The light's gone back on. That means it's cooling down in our oven. Back on with the lamp so we can heat things up again. It's working! The temperature is staying at a steady 20 degrees.
What Ben and the gang have made is their own thermostat, a device used in ovens to control the temperature. By switching the lamp on and off using cues from the light bulb, they can keep the temperature even. The heat from the lamp makes the air in the jar expand, pushing out the balloon. This causes the teaspoon to drop, which switches off the bulb. Turning off the lamp makes the air in the jar contract, sucking the balloon back into its original position. This makes the teaspoon rise and the light bulb turn on.
Now, back to Mum's apple pie. Oh, thanks guys.
How cool was that? Backyard science is just full of surprises.
Sure is, because I'll be surprised if Sophie and Blake's weird-looking circuit ever works, but you never know.
Okay, I'm giving Blake a crash course on the finer points of electrical circuits. Now for the fun part, my steady hand game. The aim of this game is to move the loop without touching the roller coaster. When it touches, the light goes on. Now it's Blake's turn.
Electricity needs a complete path from a source, which is the battery, around the circuit and back again. The circuit is broken when the loop is not touching the wire, so the electric current is stopped. But when it does touch, the circuit is complete and the electricity flows again to the bulb.
Okay, back to the job at hand. Blake's really got the hang of this now. How good is that? Oh, now that's a real circuit breaker.
Oh, the day's just flown by. It's almost night. Hey, I know what we can do when the sun sets. Wait right there. Okay, I'm going to make a stargazing chart. Start with some wire, tape, cellophane and correction fluid. Bend the wire into a square. Join it together. Then tape on the cellophane. There, our window to the stars. Okay, we've done our bit. Now it's over to Mother Nature. Okay, Ben, we know how to make paper planes, but what about some other tricky paper toys? Let's give it a go. We've got some straws, tape, wooden skewers, and paper. We're all a bit slow off the mark. Thinking. Okay, a straw frame. That'll be a good base. That looks like a frame for a sail. Good work. Now we've all got the right idea. Now attach 4 buttons to the straws for wheels, and we're ready. And the best way to launch these guys is with a whole lot of puff. On your marks, get set, blow! Ben's the winner. Priscilla's almost at the finishing line. Oh, I'm way back. Let's have another go. Third time lucky. 3 in a row. Ben, you're blitzing this Puffmobile race. Right, I think we need a second round.
I hope the girls can fight back in round 2.
Not a chance, Dana. Ben is the man.
We'll just have to see. Now it's back to Margot and Son and Starry, Starry Night.
Looks like we've got perfect conditions for our stargazing night. A clear, cloudless sky is just what we need.
Marking the ground is a good way to make sure we don't change our position. It gets pretty confusing, so we need to know exactly what part of the sky we've mapped out. Now I'll hold the wireframe at arm's length and stay as still as possible while you play astronomer. Using the correction fluid, make a little mark on the cellophane wherever you see a star. Okay, that'll do. Time to move inside and see what we've got.
And the best way to do that is with an astronomer's chart. This is a map of the sky. The stars on the chart are made up of the 88 constellations. Constellations are groups of stars that were identified thousands of years ago. Many of them were named because of the shapes they formed, like Leo the lion and Orion the god.
Hey, 3 stars in a row. That could be Orion's belt. Our star chart makes pretty neat artwork. I think it should take pride of place in the lounge room. Here's a thought. I wonder if that picture ever changes. Or do the stars always stay in the same spot? Why don't we do it all over again tomorrow night?
I love cooking. Today, chocolate cupcakes. Get out of it, not a chance. Oh no! This oil has gone everywhere. Mum's gonna be furious. Quick, wipe it down with water. Ew, that didn't work. What else? Hey, what about this dishwashing liquid? Hey, look, it works! I wonder why that is. I think I'm gonna find out. Fill a jar with water, pour in some oil and shake up. Look, they stay separated. Now what happens if I add dishwashing liquid? Hey, they're mixed together.
We've seen that oil and water don't mix by themselves. That's why just water alone won't clean up the oil. But detergent mixes well with both water and oil. So it acts like a go-between, bringing the oil and the water together.
Now back to my cake. Hey, where's my mixture? Joseph? Right, now to sort out another dirty little problem.
Oh dear, I think Sophie will wipe the floor clean with Joseph when she gets her hands on him.
Speaking of girl power, let's see if Priscilla and Daniela can fight back in the Puffmobile stakes.
Okay, round 2 of our Puffmobile races. Our first attempt at making Puffmobiles was pretty good, but now we're set to improve on our designs. We've worked out a better plan for the wheels. If we insert skewers into the straws, then attach the buttons, they'll be able to spin around, just like the real thing. The best design will always gain the winning edge, and Priscilla is hoping to lead the way by reinforcing her sail with string. I'm going to do the same with the straw. Okay, we're set. We've got the speedy square rigger, the sleek sailing boat, and the cone racer. Ready, set, blow!
These Puffmobiles rely on the basics of wind and design. Blowing creates moving air which pushes against an object, sending it forwards. And the wheels and the shape are essential in order to make the Puffmobile function effectively.
Ben's just too good. We'll have to admit defeat again, Priscilla. Oh well, when all else fails, we can always cheat.
The weather conditions are perfect for my field trip down to the lake. I've got my net and bucket with me, because I'm going to build a tadpole aquarium when I get back home. Whoa, hello, big guy. I'm down here to find out how life started for you. And the amazing thing is, frogs started out looking like these little guys. It's hard to believe, but when I build my tadpole aquarium, I can watch them grow right before my very eyes. I need lots of water from their backyard before I head back to mine. I need a tank big enough so the tadpoles can stretch their legs out when they grow. In goes my pond water and tadpoles. Now I just feed them up on their favourite meal of boiled lettuce and watch them grow.
Most tadpoles take between 3 to 4 months to make their impressive transformation into frogs. But before that, they spent their days as nothing more than a head and tail grazing on algae and swimming up to the water's surface. But they soon start to become really interesting as they grow legs. Back legs first, then front. Next, they lose their tails and the transformation is complete.
Now that's one incredible leap, frog.
Let's hang out in the courtyard. Oh, sorry, I should have told you. That metal chair gets really hot when the sun beats down on it. Yeah, you're right, the wooden chair is cool. The plastic around the metal chair isn't one bit hot either. Unlike the metal. I'm gonna get a few things that might help us work this out. Bring out the hot water, please. Now be careful. Now take some butter and put one blob on a wooden spoon, a plastic spoon and a metal one. Now this sounds crazy, but take 3 peas and stick one to the handle of each spoon with the butter. Now carefully pour in the hot water. It's a pea and spoon race. We're going to see which one will slide down the spoon first as the butter begins to melt. Not much action yet. Yes, we have movement on the metal spoon. The pea riding the metal spoon is the winner, while the peas on the wood and the plastic spoons haven't even got off the mark.
That's because metal is a very good conductor of heat. The metal spoon transfers energy quickly, while plastic and wood take a lot longer to let heat pass through them.
Now back to our time in the courtyard. We'll just have to stay away from that metal chair.
Who would have thought a few unassuming peas would reveal so much?
I know. Now it's time for night 2 under the stars with Margot and Sonam.
It's the second night of our starry mission and we're making another chart. By mapping the exact spot in the sky once again, we can tell if the stars move over time or stay in the same positions. Okay, back on the tape. Good job we put it down so we know exactly where to stand again tonight. Now the 2 most important things. It has to be the same bit of sky, but at a different time of night. Right, all done. You can move now. Let's compare the 2. Wow, look at that! They have moved!
Well, it really only looks that way. The movement of the stars we see has been caused because something else is moving. Any guesses what? Yep, it's the Earth, as it spins around once every 24 hours. So it's an optical illusion played out every night on an enormous stage.
I guess our nights are going to be pretty dull now after all this star-studded action.
Aha! Now that really is one ginormous optical illusion.
It is, Jason, but sadly this isn't, because it's time for us to really disappear.
See you next time.